Good evening, YouTube. What the crap's going on? HeirofCarthage here, coming to you from the void of Hel Fenn, or at least soon to be. I'm going to be taking on the Wood Elves. Let's load an army setup. Except I'm going to change this up a little bit. This was meant to kind of tear apart some armored infantry, which, in the case of the Wood Elves, we won't really be facing. So, we're going to swap things up just a bit. Still want to keep a few armored infantry in the front. Not super worried about terror. So, let's swap in a couple more Forsaken. There's a lot of magic damage potential from the Wood Elves. I don't think we need armor piercing there per se. And let's swap out the Metal Sorcerer. They have healing, so like Spirit Leech isn't going to do me good, and Buna may or may not. So I'll tell you what I'm going to try and set up. Since their armies have relatively weak... just works on one enemy. Does that overcast to hit more? No, it's just duration, so let's drop that. I don't think we need the Mind Razor. We won't need the Withering. Got Pit of Shades. I'm thinking Pendulum and Mystifying Miasma is really all we need here. Sell for an ally. 100 meters. Let's do that. And then that leaves me... Let's drop some chevrons on this unit. Just because we got the money left. Let's actually not put them all on there. That's a little bit crazy. Buff up our Forsaken a little. Yeah, I don't know if this will work. I mean, we've got some shields in the armor to give them a difficult time in the center. Forsaken to kind of run towards the flanks. Hopefully they'll trade well with relatively low armor infantry. Probably should have traded out that knights with lances, but we got some fast movers. Our lord should be tanky and not super easy to kill. And then if we engage him in a single line, we'll try and use a pendulum. If not, we'll try and use the Mystifying Miasma some. See what we can do with it. Pendulum's going to be good against low armor infantry lines. So if you expect to come up against a relatively straight low armor infantry line, that's where you're going to find use in the Penumbral Pendulum. At least my opinion. Let's put these guys right here in the back of that unit.
For the Chaos Gods! Chaos Knight!
Okay. Create a wide line, and we're gonna rush forward. I'm expecting to run into light infantry and plenty of skirmishers. If he takes a different route, and like for instance came heavy on like trees and stuff, this could get ugly. Depending on how many tree kin or tree men he has. But we'll see. Start off with 13 wins in Magic. Okay. Alright, we can see a dragon. Can't say I'm thrilled about that. Deepwood Scouts. They should have been turned off fire at will. Can't see any of his units, so they're all hidden up here. To the woods, gents. To the woods. It was all a ruse. He's got a couple Sisters of the Thorn. If he's got other hidden units, I can't see them as of yet. Let's see what his dragon does. Prey of Anathrema. Hopefully we get that unit back. Just get up here as quick as we can. Need to try and keep our ranged units alive. Let's ignore those Sisters of the Thorn. Really? Come on! Sisters of the Thorn are way too strong for my Warhounds to deal with. So there's really not even any point. Okay, he's gonna come down after my Lord, so get the Poison Hounds on him. None of these are actually any use against his Lord, but keep the Hounds on him. If we can keep up with them with the Hounds, we can get our Knights with Lances into combat, potentially. He's got a bunch of Azray Spear. Okay, we got his Lord tied down. Let's pin him in, keep him on the ground. He's just like gone full out, like deployed all over this hill. Should be able to kill those Azray Spear. Start pushing up the hill. Alright, taking out his Glade Lord will be huge. These Azray Spear still have not broken, and he's got a whole bunch of Way Watchers here now. He's gonna try and nuke Sigvald. I've gotten blobbed up over here, and I really didn't want to. See if we can help usher out some of these Azray Spear. And now let's get these fast movers here. Stay on the dragon. Shattered. Let's go cut off his archers. Sigvald, you come up through. Alright, yeah, dragon's shattered. He got a few of his guys back over here. Oh crap. These Deepwood Scouts are almost out of ammo. Start charging back up. Yeah, Curse of Honor. That's annoying. Stop these archers. This is a very risky army he brought. Interesting. And bringing his general down back there was way too risky. That Curse of Honor is just brutal right now. Slows us down so much. It's extremely useful. Just start pulling these guys apart. Killed the archers. We can't catch the Sisters of the Thorn, so let's not even bother. Let's just kill everything else. It's an interesting ambush. It was definitely an interesting ambush. I didn't expect to find his whole army up on that hill whenever I set off there. So GG. Thank you for the compliments on the channel, Carl Sharks. That was an interesting army. Not what I expected to come up against. Not exactly, at least. I kind of expected to run into stuff like War Dancers, because they're good against things like Kolek. We ended up with a fairly big army, and again, a mistake with his Glade Lord. He got a little too hasty. I didn't have anything that was anti-large in particular. But once you start layering on Poison Warhounds with these really heavily armored Chaos Horsemen, it's not great. For a unit like the Glade Lord to end up in. And then the Chaos Sorcerer, Lord of Shadows, ended up being very useful. Helped me tear out some of these War Dancers because they are a tough match even for Forsaken. The Forsaken have really nice stats against unarmored units, but as you can see, they still struggled after getting shot up and then ending up in combat because War Dancers have been buffed in recent patches as well. So yeah. Interesting match. Sisters of the Thorn, can't underestimate those. They are a lot more powerful these days, but they weren't able to deliver what he needed there. And like I said, his general, I think he didn't expect to get caught down on the ground like that, but that's what the poison does. If you have a dragon, they can usually get themselves out of positions, but you get poisoned while you're at it, and you got a fast mover like those Warhounds, you're not getting back in the air. So Poison Warhounds are definitely a threat to not be taken lightly. But I can see why he wanted to try and kill Sigvald early, because he needs to break my leadership. So he's probably hoping, you know, hey, maybe I can get down here after having done a little missile damage and try and kill Sigvald quickly. It's possible. Sigvald's healing isn't crazy fast like you have with some other, you know, healing lords, but it's quick enough, and he's decent. He's decent, so I got lucky there in some ways that, I mean, I didn't know his ambush was there, so I kind of stumbled into it, so I was lucky that it wasn't able to do more damage to me, I should say. But in any case, we had the right tools. It turned out all right. What'd you all think? Like his army? Was it too risky? I kind of like it when people take risk and do fun stuff like that. It makes things more interesting than always the same old type of clash, I guess. So I enjoyed it. Thanks, Carl Sharks. If you're watching right now, thank you. Appreciate you, man. And thank all of you who are here watching. Appreciate you supporting my channel. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to subscribe. Subscribing definitely helps me, and I'm glad to have you here, and it'll keep you in tune with when the new videos release. HeirofCarthage signing out for now. I will see you soon.